Well, Jeff here with Jeff's Cars, and welcome back. Right here is the GL350 that, if you follow the videos, has the clattering noise. It's had issues, had the harness, the rear harness issue at the back of it, and I spent several $1,000s at the Mercedes dealership, but I have an updated report now. Remember, this had the timing, something clattering in the engine. And so let's go back in history a little bit. I did get the service reports, or all of the service reports for this car from the Mercedes dealership in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And the timing chain had been replaced in when it was about 28,000 miles. And then the previous owner, and I'm the second owner of this, by the way, had taken it in at about 77,000 miles to the Mercedes-Benz dealer in Sioux Falls with a noise that Mercedes said, unknown origin of noise, replace engine, and at that time was $29,000, or a reman engine at $29,000. Well, I bought this in May of this year, and I bought it with a little over 112,000 miles on it. So the previous owner must have traded it in because he didn't know what the noise was, and nobody would resolve it. So on May 24th of this year, I take it to Mercedes-Benz of Omaha for a diagnostic. And I've covered this in other videos, but we're recapping everything. And they said, found noise coming from inside engine due to internal failure. Quoted engine replacement. The quote for the engine replacement was $39,326.36. They charged me $232.39 for this diagnostic. Okay, so I got a mortgage. I got to take a mortgage out on my house to replace the engine in my recently purchased Mercedes. So then, story goes, I was taking my wife to a medical appointment in Omaha, and we broke down. Well, come to find out, we had replaced rear bumper wiring harness and radar sensors. Wiring came unclipped and was hanging in front of exhaust melted wiring for a grand total of $2,066.56. Still had the clattering noise. But Mercedes, they send me away in the vehicle. If it's got a failure, internal engine failure, they send me away. Well, I reached out to our local repair shop here, J. Ray's Auto Repair, and Jared has done some work and said, well, we need to do an oil change, and he was going to diagnose a little bit, and he did, and he said, yeah, there is a noise coming from the front of the engine, and he said, I believe it's probably something related to the timing chain, but I'd have someone else look at it as well, just to confirm. I said, okay, so I set up an appointment with another shop in Fremont, Nebraska, but meanwhile, I had Jared change the oil. Put in the original spec European Mobil 1 oil, and he charged me $178.66. So, but then I got to check engine light, and that was covered in the last video. And so I take that to Mercedes of Omaha yesterday, and they say, oh yeah, temperature sensor gone bad, customer claims this should be covered under the modified extended warranty by Mercedes-Benz, and said, yep, soot particulate sensor faulty, replaced. So this bill was going to be $729.84. However, it's covered under the modified extended warranty. So hats off to Mercedes-Benz that I do not have to pay for that said service. But they said, yeah, I can continue driving with the check engine light, blah, 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 and I came home. Well, today was the appointment for my second diagnostic. But meanwhile, I ordered a part off of eBay for a whopping $69 and change. And so I take that with me to a company or a shop called Tech Automotive in Fremont, Nebraska. Meanwhile, while I was going back a little bit, I was at Mercedes-Benz yesterday, with the other issue, and I asked the service manager, I said, okay, let's go back in history on this, and I said, timing chain tensioner. I said, what's it cost from Mercedes? And he quoted me $249. I said, okay. I said, well, I have one in the front seat. You wouldn't change that, would you, while the vehicle is here? I said, it only takes about 30 minutes once you get the, some of the plastic stuff off of it. So I said, probably book time's probably about an hour and a half. He said, no, I can't warranty it. And I said, yeah, I figured that. I said, well, I'm having another shop look at that tomorrow anyway. So I take it to Tech, and that was today. And I come back, and he says, customer states, noise from engine, believes it's in the timing chain area. Customer provided timing chain sensor or tensioner. Obviously no warranty because I provided the part. And had to, and he replaced it per my instructions. Had to put another quart of oil in because it leaked out. Charged me $279.67. Okay, so I spent quite a bit of money on this stinking Mercedes-Benz. Now, do I need to replace the engine? That's the big question. Do I still have the rattle? That's the question. So we're going to get in here now that I've driven it home from all these shops, and I got to see if we're going to have to mortgage my house to replace an engine in a Mercedes-Benz. And I'm not even going to get in the car. I'm just going to put the key in, turn it on, glow plug, light came on and off. And voila! Sounds like a 3-liter diesel engine, like it's supposed to, like it's in the Sprinter vans. Folks, don't believe the first thing you said, and this has been diagnosed twice. I'm telling you, twice by Mercedes-Benz dealerships. This is now a engine that runs like it's supposed to, doesn't have the noise it's supposed to. It sounds beautiful. I'm going to try, because I got to go back to Mercedes, because check engine light's still on, because, the Mercedes-Benz dealer doesn't have a Mercedes part to put on there to solve the DEF issue. So I got to go back again. That'll be the 4th time I've been to Mercedes of Omaha to have this thing worked on. And I'm going to ask for a refund on the diagnostic that was done in May. Because I can sit here and prove that they were wrong. Because I have it right here. Replaced the tensioner. And by the way, I didn't use a Mercedes part. I have the original one that was in it. This is the tensioner. That little pin right here is supposed to be pushed out. That's what keeps the timing chain in the tensioner cradle pushed against the timing chain. There you have it. A $69 part caused me grief for 2 months. Put your comments down below. Appreciate you watching. And if you have any other suggestions on anything, put it down there. If you'd like to share this with your friends, please do. I invite you to ask me any questions. I'll answer them. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.